On our Facebook page, Tanya asked, what do you do about Achilles tendinitis? Stretches, exercises, basic treatment. And to be frank, I did not want to type all of the answer because it's not a quick little response. So I figured it'd be easier to do a video. So today's video is on Achilles tendinitis, what to do about it, what stretches to do about it, as well as what strengthening exercises to help it go away and prevent it from coming back. So today's video is on Achilles tendinitis. Achilles tendinitis is basically inflammation of the tendon because the calf muscles were way too tight. Specifically, usually the gastroc, but sometimes also the soleus. On a calf, you got the classic gastroc muscle that everybody thinks about with that, but there's also down here a muscle called the soleus that plays a huge part as well. Most of the common stretches get the gastroc, but not the soleus, so we're going to kind of talk about that today, as well as you can tell it's Achilles versus like a pulled muscle because the tendon will be inflamed. On the foot, you have the ball of the foot right here. If it's the muscle, it'll be way up here in the calf itself, but if it's the tendon, it's going to be right here on your heel, either going down into the bottom of the foot here or on the back of the heel right here. That's where your pain is. You should be able to poke it and it hurts. If you can't poke there, you can't find any palpable pain right there, it's probably more of in the muscle. If you can poke it and it hurts though, on the heel itself, the good news is there's some icing techniques you can use to help calm it down, specifically an ice massage. What you can do, I have this little fancy ice cup where you fill it with water, stick it in the freezer, you separate them, and now you got this little thing. The reason why you want it is because of the blue rim right here. That way you don't freeze your fingers, which is stupid uncomfortable. You don't have to buy one of these. You can also just get a regular little Dixie cup, freeze water in the Dixie cup, and then just rip off the bottom of the Dixie cup, and now you got a chunk of ice. And what you do is get it on the heel and just massage back and forth on the tender spot, just like that. Set a timer, and you're going to do this for 5 minutes, just a little tiny circle right over where it hurts. And what that does is, whenever you're doing it, it's going to feel cold, and then it's going to ache, and then it's going to go numb. Just fight through that ache because it is moderately uncomfortable. Fight through that ache, and what that does is it's like a shotgun blast of ice and cold onto that tendon, and it'll very much decrease the inflammation of the tendon very nicely. Do that twice a day. Don't do it more than twice a day because there is a frostbite danger with that, and I'm actually not kidding. It's a stupid amount of cold really fast. You don't want to do it very, very often. You want to do it once to twice a day. You can definitely do it after you run if it's irritated. Now for the actual cause, it's usually because either A, your calves are just tight, you're just not stretching, or B, your calves are your calf muscles are not strong through the full range of motion. Because most people, when they think of the calves, they think of that push whenever they're going. The thing that helps you raise up on your heels. But there's a full range of motion, and I'm going to get real tall for you, where most people are thinking of this motion here. But in actuality, while you're running, you're like that during the push-off phase. So if you notice, my ankle is actually bent down even further. So you want to have strength through that entire range of motion, not just whenever it's level. You want it whenever it's bent back as well. So we're going to address two things at once. First and foremost, gentle stretching. This tendon is pissed off. You do not want to aggressively stretch it, or you're going to piss it off more. So do the classic runner stretch, where you get that foot back and just stretch it. You want to feel that nice pulling in the calf right there when you do it. Just hold that stretch. Most people mess up stretching by bouncing back and forth. Bouncing won't help. Bouncing is just irritating it. You want to go forward, keep the heel on the ground. In this position, you can see my heel is back and on the ground and flat, and you want to hold that stretch for about 30 seconds. I usually do 2 sets of 30 seconds. Do 30 seconds, take a break, do 30 more seconds. And it wants to be gentle. You want it to be on a scale of 1 to 10. You want it to be like a 3 or 4 out of pain. You don't want to go higher than that. Don't piss off that tendon. It's already mad. But like I mentioned, that's just going to get the gastroc. That's not going to get the soleus. So to stretch the soleus, you want to do the opposite. You want to put your foot propped onto something, and I actually get made fun of in my clinic because I'm constantly walking around and putting my feet on top of things to stretch my soleus, because mine are chronically tight because running. I'm constantly stretching mine. So what you want to do is find a surface that you can put your foot on like this, and then a nice comfortable surface. And then what you're going to do is you're going to keep your foot straight. I'm going to try to do this. So knee straight, knee locked out, and then just lean forward, and your body weight should be right over your foot, just like that. You're going to feel it deeper in the calf than the other stretch. And 9 chances out of 10 on runners, this is the tight muscle. This is the muscle that's causing you the problem, not the other way around. Not the gastroc, it's usually the soleus. So same rules. Gentle stretching, 30 seconds, 2 reps if it feels appropriate, and do stretching 2 to maybe 3 times a day. After that tendon calms down, you can't stretch this enough. Like I said, usually like 10 times a day, I'm stretching this muscle. Like it feels tight right now on me. I didn't even run today. So constantly stretching that will definitely help any calf issues, including if not just a Achilles issue, but even a tightness in the rest of the ankle, like peroneals right here, or if you have an anterior tib issue, shin splints are a big one. Stretching that will help those muscles as well, because usually if that's tight, these other muscles have to work around this tight muscle, which means that they're working harder. All right, so for actual strengthening, we want to strengthen that muscle through the entire range of motion. So what I would recommend to start is just the standard. I'm going to stand on my bench, so hopefully while I do this, I don't fall off the bench. That'll be the blooper reel if I do. So what you want to do is, I would just start with the standard heel raises. Because that tendon is already angry and inflamed, you don't want to push it too hard. So just nice and easy, 20 reps of just raising up on your heels. When the tendon isn't so angry, I would do 20 to 30 of those, by the way. When that tendon isn't so angry and inflamed, you want to progress to a deeper strengthening exercise, because like I said, you want it to be strong through the entire range of motion. So don't do this on a bench, by the way, because I'm just doing this for the visual. You're going to fall off the bench and it'll be funny to watch, but it'll hurt like hell. So don't actually do this on the bench. I usually recommend doing this on a step. So your stairs at home, that step going into your doorway, wherever works way better. So what you want to do is get on the balls of your feet and have your ankles hang down the edge like that. And this way, you can go through the full range of motion with your heel raises. And that'll get that extra little spot down here to here. This little spot right here is where most people run into trouble with their ankle strength. Usually that's the spot right there that is weak and because it's weak, it's getting overused and overworked. The stronger that is, the better. So you can start with just double leg heel raises through the full range of motion, and then whenever that gets easy and that gets strong, you can even make it part of your workout routine and just do one leg even back and forth. I can tell I've been neglecting that one because this one's kind of hard. You can do 15 to 20 reps of just one leg, or you can make it harder and even add in some weights. Grab the kettlebells and either do it on one side. I love one-sided strengthening exercises because it works on that stabilization and balance. But you can also just hold them in both hands, but you can add some resistance to it if you like. That's a good way to kind of strengthen that up. But remember, on strengthening, don't go whole hog, especially if you're injured. You want to keep it slightly annoying but not painful. So on that scale of 1 to 10, you do not want it to be past a 5. It should be annoying but not painful. If it's painful, you're irritating it more and you're just going to hurt it. So if you do have a muscle that's really inflamed, ice massage and gentle stretching. As it calms down, progress to a little bit more aggressive stretching and some gentle strengthening. Like I said, that flat foot heel raise. And then as it just gets better and better, progress to that deeper heel raise and to make it stronger. The only other one I'll throw in there is you do see them at gyms where they have it's a weight on top of the knees, where they do heel raises on top of the knees with the weight. Those are good. If you're a bodybuilder, you probably know how to use those better than me. I'm not a huge fan because, well, let's face it, you have to put, for you to get benefit out of that machine, you have to put on more weight than you weigh. So if you slap a 45-pound weight on it and you're doing heel raises, well, standing up, I'm doing it with 200 pounds. Whereas the weight is just 45 pounds. What the heck's the point? So it's easier to do it without machines. I'd rather see somebody do heel raises just standing on a step, raising up. If you want to make it harder, add some weights either here or here. It'll work better. Other than that, that should take care of you. If you have any other questions, you can always ask in the comments or on Facebook. And please, if you have any other questions on how to kind of start rehabbing any of the injuries, I'm more than happy to throw out some advice on what's worked for me in the past. And that's it. So hope y'all have a good day. Tanya, I hope your ankle feels better and you get back to more running. And we'll see y'all out there.